But yeah, no, I would say that most of the time after working a long shift, the last thing you want to do is talk to people. Like sometimes I do get energized from it. Like if I have a good shift and I meet good people, and like let's say it's a Friday or a Saturday, and like people are obviously happy to be out, they're good people. Like I'm chatting with them. I'll be like, yo, let me go to the bar and talk to people. But sometimes after a shift where I'm just fucking beaten, man, by the bullshit of humanity. Yeah. I'm like, no. Well, I'll have a beer by myself in silence. Yeah. And oftentimes I will do that. Like, let me say, like, I'll go to the Emerald where I'll know 3 or 4 people. Let's just say, for example, just the usual faces, and they'll come up to me like, "What's up?" And I'll be like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm really trying to decompress right now." Yeah. And people are respectful. They're respectful of it. Yeah. I'll be like, "Hey, I'm trying to decompress. Please let me sit on my. I'm gonna go on my phone. I'm gonna look at the racing cards for tomorrow. I'm gonna try and find some winners."
I always feel like a dick when I do that.
No. I always feel
if
people can't understand,
you know what? I want to be by myself right now. I didn't come here by myself to be with you. Like I appreciate it, but I know what you mean.
If people can't understand that, then they're not worth your time anyway. Yeah. And most of the time, nearly everyone is. No, they're really not. Yeah. And nearly all the time, people who are friends of, or acquaintances / friends, who I say when I see them when I'm on my own at the bar, hey, I need to decompress. This has been a long night. I just want to sit in silence, drink my beer, look for some winners. Do you know what I mean? That's all.
You are right though that people that if they get upset with that and can't understand,
not your friend anyway. That's not your friend anyway.
Well, hell, perfect example. Anyway. Perfect example tonight. Before I come to this show, I get home from work. Even if I'm running late, I take 25, maybe 30 minutes.
Take your time to yourself.
Smoke a couple cigarettes, drink a beer or 2. It doesn't matter how far behind I'm running. Yeah. I have to do that before I come over here and start.
No, of course, and that's your decompression.
I mean, working where you work, I would say I always needed at least several hours of decompression after working there. I know Eddie can attest to that.
No, I definitely can. But and I just
high stress environment.
The difference between close friends, like let's say the 3 of us. If I see one of you 2 at the bar, I can sit next to you in silence. Yeah. More than happily. Oh, we can sit there in silence. We don't have to talk to each other. Yeah. But if it's someone who's an acquaintance, I feel obligated to make some kind of conversation. So I have to say to them,
but that's what I'm saying. Let me decompress. I feel like kind of a dick a little. Like I'll say it. I'll be like, hey, you know what, man? I'm having a night. I'm trying to.
Normal people, good people, and if they can't understand that, then you don't want them in your life anyway.
That's true.
No, that's a good point. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get this show going.
Yeah, you guys ready? Is this football? Episode 13. Lucky number 13, guys. Let's do it.
Get your lube out, guys. Welcome back, guys, to the Is This Football podcast. Thank you for joining us. Is this football? My name's Dan. I'm joined here once again by my 2 very handsome, lovely friends, Remdog Breachak, Edward Doyle.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you guys always. We have a wonderful, amazing show for you tonight.
We really do.
Like, we're ready to just let it go, let the beast out of the cage. But there is one thing based on what we were talking about. I don't know if you guys caught us for the Open, but Eddie, you said that Friday and Saturday nights, that's when you meet that's when you connect the most with people.
I don't mean. No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it in that way.
Well, I thought
it's when I'm most amped. That's when I'm most amped. Yeah. So like, if we're just going to talk about the job that we do, which is bartending and serving between the 3 of us. Yeah. On a Friday, on a weeknight, even though this is so my weekend is right now. Yeah. It's Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I'm off Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which is nice. That's when I take care of business. It's when I try and do stuff. Yeah. I will still go out and get fucked up with the likes of yourselves and friends of ours.
I think I saw both you guys at the bar last night.
Well, 2 nights in a row, I think, Remy.
I know.
Sunday and Monday.
Going for a record.
So Sunday and Monday are like probably my biggest drinking nights unless I have something planned. And Tuesday and Wednesdays are my days to take care of business, relax. Megan and I get dinner on a Wednesday night. Yeah. But on Fridays and Saturdays, obviously I work from 3 to roughly 11 or 12, but that's when I'm most amped up after work because I'm doing pure volume. For example, Monday I made better money. I'm not going to disclose, but I made better money Monday than I've ever made at the place I work just because of the short. Yeah, just because of what I told you, the figures, but just because of the shortness.
I just didn't realize that was the best ever.
For one shift.
No, I know you're right. It's great. Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
But Fridays and Saturdays, even if I don't make good money, I'm still I'm still amped. Like, I'm still doing serious volume. I'm probably pushing 300 to 500 drinks, and you're under pressure all the time to make stuff happen, to make things happen for people.
No, I know.
There's a lot going on. People are in a party mood because it's Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'm not necessarily feeling the best about myself, but I'm definitely the most amped up from that. The only Fridays and Saturdays are the party nights.
The only reason I ask is because I do get a similar feeling on like the heavy money nights when you know you're going in there, like it's going to be busy. Yeah. I know I'm going to have a lot to do.
And I might not make the best money.
I do get more amped. It is a different energy, but I just feel like I connect a lot. Like if it's like a Wednesday lunch, you know, like I work 12 to 5 to do like a lunch shift, which usually at the Berg it's busy, especially now that it's baseball season. We get some people, when it's not like Fridays and Saturdays, almost 99% of the time, it's so busy.
Yeah.
I legitimately cannot talk to people.
No, I'm not saying making connections.
I'm just saying I enjoy the patrons at the bar a lot more during the week.
Nice. Absolutely.
When it's like, you know, you get something for somebody, it's like on Fridays and Saturdays, it's like get it done.
And it's also the fact that
that's all you can do.
And
it's
also
just like
the fact
focus
that
on the next
in
task.
midweek you typically have experienced or just better behaved diners. Fridays and Saturdays is amateur hour. That's when you've got people coming out, and not to say that you're not going to get. To say that you're not going to get bad diners on them. Of course you
get them bad
good
always,
ones on Friday and Saturdays.
It's like Friday and
typically
Saturday.
Friday and Saturday, you're just pumping out drinks.
You're very
Fuck
right.
It. Do your thing.
But that's like we were kind of touching on it earlier with just like the state of downtown St. Pete lately, and it's the way it's been with all these newcomers, all that. Just like Fridays and Saturday nights.
We don't have to be polite about it, man. These people got to stop fucking moving here.
Yeah, please,
please.
If you I've been here since fucking 1989. I know I went to Orlando for 2 years. I know I went to Tennessee for almost a year, but I've been here since 1989.
Big flex.
From Ohio, and Dan was born and raised. You know, and
Shore Acres, baby.
We're out here, dude, just trying to live in the fucking city where our family is, and we're trying to pay rent, and our rent is going the fuck up. And sorry,
and that's the one thing. And that's the one thing. But that's the one thing I'll say about Megan and myself is like we've been here for 5 years, which is obviously nowhere near as much, and we are obviously transplants, but we've made it a point to be friends with, to be a part of the local, community.
Well, to be fair, I think I'm focusing more on pandemic and after.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying too. I just wanted to touch on that. But no, I would say Fridays and Saturdays, that's when like you're obviously doing pure volume and you're like, okay, now I'm in a party mode. I start drinking at work at probably 9.
Yeah, I'm the same.
And then by the time it hits 11:30, 12, by the time I've already had.
That's funny. Nine's your dot because that's mine too.
It just depends.
If I'm at work, and
I won't drink.
I will not
drink. I won't drink before 9.
We should probably not be talking about this on our podcast.
It's fine.
But,
I mean, I don't drink at work at all.
Yeah.
Well, that's.
I'm on other medication.
But it's a different. But it's also a different workplace where me and Dan work is.
Oh no, it's much more laid back.
And it's also signed off on by the owners that you're allowed to have a drink if you'd like.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a gray area. I don't know if it's like in writing anywhere that we're allowed to do that.
As long as
you get a shift beer.
If a customer buys you a drink, then you're more than welcome to have it. So by 9 o'clock, if I've usually made a connection with at least one person on the fucking 20-person rail, and I'll be like,
the accent helps.
Hey, will you buy me? Hey, the fantastic personality.
I saw it in fucking action today.
Two different saw it in action today.
One girl specifically, but another one just like I guess that's just who David worked with. But we were literally walking past this. Like we went to Emerald for a drink pre-podcast. We're walking past this is
jealous,
like, kind of cute little blonde girl that's with just some other random dude that we just assumed is her friend.
It wasn't her boyfriend.
We're literally walking by, the three of us just talking, and she jumps out of her seat, runs up to us, and is like, "Hey, you have like an accent, or like, wow, you're talking like." She's super drunk. She's fucked up. She's like, the funniest thing. She's like, "Oh my god, what is it?" He's like, "You have an English accent." He goes, "Yes." She goes, "Why?"
Yeah, and I was like, "Well, I'm from England."
He goes, "I'm from England," and I was just standing there laughing my ass off. Like, why does he have an English accent? He just walks around using an English accent just to pick up women, which honestly is. I think I might go around downtown St. Pete just acting like I have an English accent. I really feel like you could just.
You do well enough yourself.
Oh my
man.
god!
You don't need to.
But dude,
you do well enough.
The
son.
English accent, women hear it. It's like a dog
Yeah,
whistle.
it's wild, man.
Literally, women
wild.
hear
I
that.
feel like
They perk
I
up.
could
They're like,
fucking I'll do like more of it like Australian.
Yeah, that is
you
fully
got-
Australian.
He's got
there.
the Margot
You got the
Robbie
Melbourne.
going
You got the
on.
Melbourne.
He's
The
got
Melbourne
the Margot
special.
Robbie special.
Every once in a while,
Eddie
me and
loves
my
that accent.
mate Edward and Dan, we go into fucking Emerald and
Yeah, that is full Australian, bro. I don't know if that sounds Australian or not. It sounds Australian to me.
No, it does.
No, it sounds
That's a good
Australian. No, it sounds
accent.
Australian to me. I'm sure an Australian would take great umbrage at that.
I'm sure.
Do you know what I mean? But I can't tell the difference.
Only a cunt.
Well, yeah. Well,
Only a.
I mean,
can't.
I can't.
But no. So going back to Fridays and Saturdays, that's just when I'm amped. Like I'm ready.
Yeah.
Like I'm ready to drink after that. I'm like, fuck this. And a part of it is wanting to go out and meet friends of mine and people I know in the spots we hang out with. And another part of it is just trying to fucking bludgeon the brain out of me from the shit I've been through. Because you know,
So
what do you do after Friday, Saturday shifts? Same more the same.
Well, I mean, honestly, I get out way later than him. Friday,
Yeah,
if I work Friday, Saturday, like
we get out at the same time. Really.
If I work
Oh,
Fridays,
close,
Saturdays,
yeah.
I'm leaving work at 3.
oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
So that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
leaving
like
work at
during
half.
the
I'm
week,
leaving
it's
work-
different.
You're just going home.
See, I'm
and
leaving
yeah,
work
I
at
go
11,
home.
11:30.
I have a wank.
drink a couple beers, have a
Big
wine.
one. Yeah.
Drink a
Go
couple
home,
beers,
drink a little alcohol. I've been getting back into Ozark, which
Oh, it's a
can I just
belter show.
repeat?
Oh, it's a
Like I
belter
knew
show.
it was good. I watched up to
Bateman.
I
Bateman.
watched
Really
like
excellent
early
show.
season 3, and then I just recently got back into it. Finished season 3. It just gets better and better.
It's just
So,
brilliant.
Like all the
Thanks for
facets
sharing. Ruth
of that
is my
show.
favorite character by
Oh my
far.
god, Ruth.
Ruth is a brilliant character.
like
Ruth doesn't know
fucking
fucking
like
shit
Ruth.
about fuck.
Yeah, but okay. Firstly, she does.
Jonah,
If I
Jonah
may-
is by far my favorite.
Oh no!
You know what I get
Firstly,
to do?
Ruth does know about stuff, but secondly, it's just the fact that she's just so fucking abrasive. I love that shit for her.
Oh,
Do
it's
you know what
a
I mean?
great show.
She's
Check it
Probably
out.
love Darlene too.
no, I don't care for Darlene. I loved her
She's
ex-husband. What's his name?
Jacob.
Jacob. Yeah.
Jacob Snell.
No, I love
Oh.
Ruth because she's just fucking. She can't be beaten. Do you know what I mean? I love it.
Can.
Well, I don't know. Well, not really. I just mean she's been through so much.
So,
and,
Yeah,
like,
she's
I wanted to
got
get to mine when I get home on Friday nights.
Yeah,
right?
Oh
it.
yeah, sorry, Remy. Please.
No, this is important.
Steve's will
Get
be
in
somewhere in
there.
here.
I
This is
know.
important.
Steve's,
when I get
Goose,
home on Friday
Angelo's.
nights, it's usually 1:30 in the morning, maybe closer to 2.
Yeah.
I have to boot up the computer. I have to edit the. They call us the Breeze.
Oh,
This is
sounds
podcast
fun.
stuff.
That
I
sounds
know,
fun.
right?
and I'm up and I'm doing the video and the audio and the re-listening back to the show and making sure it's good and having a few beers and doing all that. So that's how I get to spend my Friday night.
Couple
But then-
beers.
But then I usually end up outrunning myself with the beers and
Yeah.
have to crash a little early. So Saturday night when I get off of work, I finish up the process and post it so that I don't have to touch it on Sunday. And that's how I spend my Friday and Saturday.
What a
That sounds
dedicated
fun. Wow.
producer.
See? Thank
He
you.
really
Thank
just
you.
wanted to
Tech
let us
God.
know.
Yep.
is
He wanted to let
that-
us know that
He
really.
wanted to just reiterate all the things he's doing for us.
Hey, and fair play.
Just
and we
in
always
case we
we
didn't
do
know.
always shout out. We do always shout out.
Yeah,
But no, that's
he's a
where
wonderful producer.
That's usually where I'm at. On a
Without
Friday,
Remy, there would
Saturday.
be no podcast.
Oh, there'd be none.
This is essentially two.
It would just be me and your normal
Thi-
life.
yeah,
but
no,
not
I-
aired to everyone else.
I was just gonna
I
say.
just had
Just
to.
literally
I
be
had
me
to
and your normal-
exploit these monkeys.
'Cause
Remy,
it was
Remy had to.
happening.
He's
It was-
like, you guys talk about the wildest shit. I'm just gonna actually put you on like some type of broadcast, and maybe people will listen. Maybe they won't. God knows.
I'm an
but-
exploiter.
Yeah,
We
I
got
know,
Sanji.
right?
We got. You know what? I actually found out we have more than a few regular listeners the other day.
What do you mean
we
more than
have
a few?
Well, not more than a few. We have less than a few, but more than the ones that I thought of. So I'm just gonna shout out some people who regularly listen. They may not be listening now, but I found we know we've got
You've got
Megan.
listeners, but
Yeah.
these are the ones
Sarah.
you know of.
Sarah's a
Megan
big one.
and Sarah.
Sarah's a big listener.
We have David who listens regularly. We got Caleb. Jenna is half and half. We got Maggie as well, who's always listening. Which fair play. So shout out
Maggie
Mags.
told me that she's
And thanks
been,
for shout out
involved,
Mags for
yeah.
listening. If you're listening now, if you've got it on the Berg, please fucking turn it off
Yeah, wait,
because
what?
we really don't. Mags was saying that she plays it out loud to the Berg on Tuesday nights.
That's fucking great.
Oh no!
She like
Wait,
puts it on the radio.
Tuesdays?
She puts that shit on the radio
Yeah,
on
you
the
know
on the
what?
overhead.
If you
I
have
had
your-
no idea. Are
If
you
you have
kidding
your
me?
YouTube open on the phone,
So right now we're
Right
playing
now
at the Berg.
there's a good chance.
Right now
there's a good
we
chance.
are
So
live.
Mags,
Oh my
I love you
gosh,
and thank
wow.
you for listening.
Actually-
But please turn that shit off.
I'm not sure there's a great chance.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yesterday she said there was a good chance that was happening. And it's been happening, and it has been happening. That has happened, where it's been playing over the frequency at the
that's
Berg
awesome.
instead of music. Instead of sport.
I personally
I mean, it's good enough, but
I personally want to thank everybody out there in listener land for listening to both this show and our show.
You guys.
Because we actually are surprised that we do have
that anyone is even interested.
We do have the listenership that we do, and we appreciate that. Make sure you listen to our sister podcast also. They call us The Breeze. That's every Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do that show with my brother and my dad. You can check out my brother Ryan. He guest hosted on this show. So if you like this show better than that show, maybe go back to the episode where Ryan was on and have fun with that.
It was a good
show. The Breeze is a belter show.
I'll tell you. And make sure you just go to the YouTube page in general, Tiger Cage Media on YouTube, and like the page, subscribe to it so you get all the updates from both the shows. And make sure you're going on Facebook and liking the pages as well there. Episode 13, lucky number 13.
Oh, I thought you said 12. Is it 13?
This is 13.
This is 13.
Yeah.
Last
Lucky
show.
number
All right,
13,
man, we're
yeah.
getting there.
Yeah,
we're
there.
cooking with steam, baby.
What do we got on the docket tonight?
Cooking with gas, I think, is the saying, but that's okay.
Whatever,
Cooking with steam doesn't do an awful lot, but cooking with gas.
Well, I like my broccoli
steamed. You can steam vegetables.
I love my veggies.
You can, but when you cook with gas,
I meant more in like the train vernacular, like the train engine is cooking with steam.
That's actually it's a good way to do it. No. Let me retract that and just say that cooking with steam
get in line
on a railway.
Kid. Get your ass in line
it's
for the love
cooking
of God.
with gas is the saying, but
wouldn't cooking with oil be better?
I believe so.
Cooking with oil would be the real one.
Cooking with gas that's the power that you're using.
So cooking with electricity.
Well, maybe electricity used to be like shitty for cooking, so they'd be
I'm
like,
not sure
now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah, there you go, and that sounds right. Wow, we're cooking with gas now.
I'm not married to the gas. I'm not gonna lie.
Plus, if you accidentally leave it on,
I like cooking with canola oil.
If you accidentally leave it on and don't light the pilot all night, then you light a cigarette in your house, the whole house blows up. So that's pretty cool.
Exactly.
Too, like a movie, kind of.
Two birds, one.
I'm sorry. So what's on the docket?
No. Let me just say, two birds, one stone. You get to use a very powerful electricity efficiency, and you also get to get the free suicide that you were looking for.
Yeah.
Bang. Two
I love
birds.
it. Yeah.
There you go. 2 birds,
I'm
one
an
stone.
optimist.
How many birds?
2.
At least 2.
At
least minimum 2
minimum
birds.
2. Cooking
minimum
with gas.
2 birds.
Cooking with gas.
We're gonna do a little segment on. First of all, I'm gonna talk about Manchester United, how terrible they are, the epic defeat.
We're gonna
today,
chip back into the top 4 with that.
We'll get into a little bit of Premier
League,
League, and then we might have a little discussion about coaches in general, not just football or the other football, but
just sports coaches.
And then I think we might get into a little bit of reviews for different places and restaurants, bars and stuff.
A little fluff action,
a little something like that. God knows. Are we getting close, Remy, or?
No?
I mean,
next week is Tuesday as well. Next week will obviously be Tuesday, but it'll be the Tuesday before the draft. And I think we should do a little draft segment. The 2 of us should pick out maybe a couple players in each of the 3. We won't do all 7 rounds.
I just feel like this. I've seen a couple people from the draft. I've looked at like the mock boards, the mock draft stuff like that. It doesn't. Other than a couple defensive players from Georgia, it looks like one of the most
evenly spread.
Just unmemorable. Usually in the drafts, you have 1, 2, 3
5 to
standouts,
10 blue chips,
5 to 10 that are just like. And now instant starting.
And honestly,
in the NFL.
obviously in the top 30, over the however many there are, over the 7 rounds of 32 picks, there'll be 50 incredible players. Of course there will.
Well, it always.
Of course there will.
Well, yeah.
But I know what you're saying. But I know what you're saying when
I'm talking about pre-draft.
I know.
Like
when in the past you've had your Trevor Lawrences, you've had your Andrew Luck, you've had your Miles,
you've also had your Mitch Trubisky.
You've had your Myles Garrett's. No, I'm just talking about pre-draft hype that lived up to it. You've had your Myles Garrett's.
No, I'm talking about pre-draft hype that never lived up to. How many people get taken top 10? One of your favorite players to hate on, Tua Tagovailoa. When did he went first round? He went 5.
Yeah. And
5th pick, which you like, if you're
a guy that can throw
pick
less than I can
in the first round, you're a fifth number 5 pick in the first round.
1-5.
That's usually I don't know.
He's not going to work out. He's just not good enough.
I
just love the fact that they fucking traded a serious amount for Tyreek Hill. To trade him to a guy that all you have to do is play cover 2 deep, and then you just shut the game down.
All you have to do is throw it to Tyreek Hill 5 yards down the field, and he'll run the other 95.
But if you drop, if you drop 8 guys behind him, then we've been through this.
We're gonna take a little break here, guys. We're gonna go do a little nicotine action, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us, and don't go anywhere.
Yeah, we'll see you.
All right.
Good, because you're going. Let's go.
I'm locked.
That's me playing.
Let's go. That's going. Remy on that air guitar.
I know, right?
Vibrating.
Remy shredding.
That's actually my music. That's actually
we know.
That's actually
shredding.
In case you guys out there and listeners don't know, that's actually me doing.
That's him on electric.
Remy does all the sound.
That's him on electric.
He does basically everything other than the talking that me and Eddie
it's
do.
wild.
Everything else, these microphones.
It's just me and Dan's normal life.
The headphones. This is me and Eddie talking. Remy has just came around us with a whole
on a Tuesday night. Remy just corrals me and Dan from whichever bar we're in and puts us on a couch.
I'm this like old ghost that wanders down the streets of St. Pete with all this stuff on my back, and
looking for the two same people.
And
he's like, you know what? The time is nigh,
guys. This is football episode 13.
Is this football? We're back, guys. Thank you for joining us. Like I said previously, I wanted to talk briefly about the English Premier League.
Okay.
And exactly what's going on there.
Let's have a chat.
Well,
before we get into United, why don't we have a talk about the top?
What top?
The top of the league, man. With Liverpool, obviously, well, that is United based. But
yeah.
I do want to talk about the fact
that wasn't anything difficult for them to do.
But they're just fucking laying. But they're just laying every team to the sword right now.
Man City is going to take it, man.
Oh
I hope I'm right. I don't want Liverpool to win.
Liverpool are laying it. I definitely don't want Liverpool to win just because of the bet I laid.
You made
a good bet, a very good bet. I made a very good bet that is starting to become, that is slowly becoming a bad bet.
At the time, it looked great. It's getting worse and worse.
It's still value now, but we're getting close to it being fucking me paying out. So
it is just a 2-horse race, though. I think Chelsea's like 9 points back, 10
but
points back. But I can just
the energy that I can see in both teams right now. I feel like Liverpool are going to win the league, man, and I think they're going to win the Champions League as well, and probably the FA Cup. They might win all 4. They might be the first team to do all 4.
They have to beat Man City in both, and I don't think they're beating them twice.
Wait, they have to? Not necessarily.
What do you mean?
They don't have to beat City in the Champions League.
Yes, they do.
City still have to beat Real Madrid.
But that's what I'm saying. But
Real Madrid might be the other team.
At the end of the day, they're going to have to beat Man City and Liverpool are part of the last 4 that are in the Champions League. That's right.
Meant. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Real Madrid, I guess, are doing okay in the Champions League. I don't trust them to beat Man City. You really think Real Madrid?
I don't trust them to, but I don't necessarily
game.
Trust City to beat Real Madrid either at this point. I think Liverpool are the informed
team in the world.
Liverpool are unarguably the best team in the world right now. Unarguably. Right now. Informed terms. Let's take away players, let's take away managers. Just in form right now, Liverpool are the best team in the world. That's inarguable. They've just laid United to the sword. Yeah. They've just, which I know isn't the same thing as it was 10 years ago.
They played very well and they were dominant, but it was, in my opinion, from what I watched, it was more of a lackluster performance from United than it was. They absolutely skinned us alive. There wasn't one good moment for Manchester United. I watched 85 minutes of the game, and then I left before the end because I just couldn't watch it anymore. It was 4-0, and then I was just done with.
But even the other day,
commitment.
Even on Saturday, they beat City 3-2, which was really, that's done favours to City. That scoreline, that City weren't anywhere near as good as Liverpool on the day in the 3-2 loss in the FA Cup semi-final on Saturday.
Yeah,
it was Liverpool were rampant that day.
What was the lineup in that game?
Both played full teams.
Was it a full team lineup?
Both played full teams, other than probably goalkeepers. I'm guessing backup goalkeepers, but maybe not as well. Maybe no, I'm wrong, because Gabriel Jesus was in on goal and Alisson made a great save.
Yeah,
so that's it. So Liverpool played their first 11, and I'm guessing City did play their first 11, maybe with, and I think Ederson started as well.
Yeah.
So both teams played their first 11. It's Chelsea in the final. Chelsea aren't pushovers.
Yeah, no, they're not.
They're not pushovers.
I mean, they did wonders against Man City in the Champions League final last year. I don't think anybody expected them to win that, and they ended up winning. So
yeah. But no, we'll see. So the top of the table.
As far as in form, you're probably right. Like the team.
There's no team you'd rather face less than Liverpool right now.
They're just playing well right now. But just the crazy part is just like they have so many pieces and they all fit perfectly.
Yeah, but every
team that they play, every squad they put out, they have bench players that come in and play well. They have players that like Diogo Jota.
Their recruitment is just incredible.
It's insane.
Because think about 4 years ago, they were on a par with Tottenham. They were on a par with Tottenham. Spurs spent no money for 2 years, and now we're shit.
6 or 7 years ago.
3 or 4 years ago.
No.
And then think about
the Premier League.
Think about Liverpool's recruitment since then.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Jota, unbelievable signing.
Mane.
I think Mane was already there, but Jota, unbelievable. Luis Diaz, the new boy.
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk was already there. I'm talking from 3 or 4 years ago.
They were good 3 or 4 years ago.
Just in general, their recruitment.
I'm talking about 2013,
okay, you're talking 14. From 10 years ago. Yeah.
Well, no, from that time.
Their recruitment is incredible.
But that's my point. It's like if you look at it 2 or 3 years ago.
Alisson, Van Dijk. I think
Sadio
Robertson was a signing. Mane, Salah.
Firmino's
all right.
All the players. Firmino's,
Thiago Alcantara is very good.
Well, Thiago Alcantara's only been there for 2 or 3 years.
Luis Diaz. Diaz has been there for 2 months. Diogo Jota.
New guy. Diogo Jota. But Diogo Jota is a perfect example of another one of those players. He doesn't always start. Sometimes he does. Sometimes he doesn't. But every time he comes off the bench, he makes an impact.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Naby Keita. I've hated him for a long time, but Naby Keita is another one of those midfielders that like he doesn't starts sometimes randomly. Same thing with like Fabinho, kind of does that like defensive midfielder, holding midfielder role, like center back midfielder combo, but like sometimes they start, sometimes they don't, but when they come in, they play well, they produce, and just like Firmino's
I think
another
there's something
one.
To be said for Klopp just being incredibly special.
I really think
just a really special manager.
The fact that he won the Champions League like that with Liverpool and the league, like he's
just a very special manager, and he could be about to do the quad, which has never been done before. And like they have a genuine shot at that.
No.
Like you couldn't argue any of the 4 titles.
I thought they already lost the League Cup.
No, they won the League Cup against.
They won the league. Yeah.
Was it City? No.
Yeah, I think it was.
I can't remember. It might have been City.
I think it was City, yeah.
But they definitely won the League Cup. Now, they're in the FA Cup final against Chelsea. Favourites for that. They're probably... I mean, they've got a lot to do in the Champions League, but they've got a great draw against Villarreal.
Yeah.
Who are really... Villarreal wouldn't be top 4 in the Premier League.
I don't know, man. Villarreal is dangerous.
They wouldn't be top 4 in the Premier League.
Villarreal is dangerous. I don't know
and then
about
you've
all that.
got...
those Spanish teams, it's a weird matchup for English teams. When they meet in the Champions League, it's always a very unusual matchup. Like the English teams are they're a lot more physical, they're a lot more long ball, they're a lot more like get it up and defend. Like those Spanish Italian, like not necessarily Italian, but those Spanish teams, they're so much more technical, they're so much more small passing, they're so much more tiki-taka, like Pep Guardiola style.
I'd be more than happy
play.
for it to be Villarreal versus Real Madrid in the Champions League final. I'd be more than happy with that.
Perfect with that. That would be
I'd
amazing.
Be more than, I'd be able to watch that game.
I'd love to see Villarreal win the Champions League.
Definitely.
Of all the teams that are in right now,
and they'd also be doing the Europa League, Champions League double back-to-back years, which would be really... That'd be cool. That'd be cool
Yeah,
to see.
You remember who they beat in the Europa League final last year?
In the 11-10 on penalties. Yeah. And we were watching it at 31st.
Yeah, no.
Shout out to the worst block in St. Pete.
Yeah, I know. It was just...
But no, it was... and they're also just their nickname is the Yellow Submarine, which I love.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You love that.
Yeah,
I know. Remy's alive.
They're called the Yellow Submarine, which is a fantastic name. But no, the top 4 races is after the title race is definitely the most compelling.
It's basically a 3 through 6 race. I mean, and I don't
like
it's
a 3-horse race at the moment.
Well, yeah, but Chelsea are in. Chelsea's between.
But Chelsea are in.
Man City and Liverpool.
Chelsea are in.
Tottenham, Arsenal, and Manchester United.
That's it. Yeah.
After today, I would be absolutely ecstatic if Manchester United gets Europa League.
You'll get that because
honestly,
West Ham are in dreadful form.
Yeah, well,
that doesn't even matter. You're right.
Manchester United is in the worst form that I've ever seen them. I've been a fan of Manchester United since 97, 98, when I was just old enough to start really watching and comprehending soccer, football, and the way it goes, and like watching consistent English Premier League football. And in the entire time that I've been an avid fan, I have never seen a team this just absolute shite.
They are bad.
And it's not even like it. That's the most frustrating part. It's just a lot of really, really good players. Like a lot of players that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, $80 million, $100 million, $150 million, $180 million that just... Like it's a mystery to me how all the coaches that they've had have not been able to put a reasonably resilient team together that can just play. Like I do honestly think Jose Mourinho got sacked before he should have. I thought Jose Mourinho had us top 2 almost every year. Like when Jose Mourinho was the manager, he had us top 2, top 3, guaranteed Champions League football. When Jose Mourinho was a coach, we were guaranteed Champions League football. We never won the league. He was, like I said, I want to say of the 3 or 4 years he was there, he was second in the league pretty much every year to, I think, Man City, and then I don't know about Liverpool, but...
No, Liverpool haven't won the league in 20 years.
Well, other than 2 years ago, or...
Oh, yeah.
Last year.
That was the first time they won.
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying.
So I suppose then, yeah.
But when Jose Mourinho was there, he was a good coach, got us Champions League every year, won the Europa League the year he got there.
But no,
it's a wealth of riches.
I think that just speaks to the job. We spoke about this earlier. It speaks to the job that Alex Ferguson did, because for those 20 years, obviously they were spending money. Of course they were, but there's a difference between spending money and getting players to play.
We've spent money. There's no
difference in the
amount of money we've spent.
I know, but
spending
that's what I'm
money
saying.
on the right players.
That's what I'm saying. Even though people poo-poo this, the fact that Ferguson, Pep, Klopp, Klopp, they still spend money. Chelsea with Mourinho, with coaches like that. Oh, well, it's easy to win stuff, and of course it is. Don't get me wrong. Nothing will ever be.
It makes it a lot easier.
Nothing will ever trump the fate that Leicester produced ever. Nothing will ever trump that. That's unbelievable. That's the greatest.
I'd say that's unarguably the greatest sports achievement I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, honestly.
100%.
You won't see. It's on par with the Jags winning the Super Bowl this year. That would be the same thing. It'd be unbelievable. It would be the same thing as the Jacksonville Jaguars winning the Super Bowl this year.
The Texas Titans winning the Super Bowl this year. Yeah. No, I honestly, I don't even think that is a similar, because
I know it's not, because they were 5,000 to 1 to start the season.
The Leicester win of the Premier League, I think
unreal.
Would be. I don't care what team won. Like literally, it could be the Jacksonville Jaguars, it could be the New York Jets. Any of those teams winning the Super Bowl is not anywhere close to as impressive as me.
It's unreal.
The fact that you have
for 38 games as well.
The Premier League is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Like in football,
there's a reason the same teams are in the top 4 every year.
In American NFL football, you essentially have to win 18 games, 17 games.
Yeah, exactly.
How many teams have you seen in NFL?
And you don't even have to. You can win 10 and then win.
How
4.
many? Like when the New York Giants won the Super Bowl against the Patriots, who were the greatest team of all time, they were 8-8.
Yeah.
They got in as a wild card. Yeah. They got hot at the right time. They played the best.
No, the Leicester win is. But that's what. So
to be able to do that
other than a fate like that, which is just an anomaly, I suppose you have to. A lot of people obviously decredit these great managers who manage these great teams because of the amount of money they spend, but you still have to get them to play.
That's what I'm saying. You have to get to that point. The people that are getting those managerial jobs, they don't just pick them out of nowhere. Exactly. You have to have success at other places leading up to that, and then you say, oh, hey, we're going to hire a manager to take care of all these multi-million-dollar players. They have to be good. It's not like Jurgen Klopp didn't just get picked out of nowhere. He was with Borussia Dortmund, which is another relatively big club.
But nowhere near the size.
But when you take what he did at Borussia Dortmund for years and years, Bayern Munich has been running the Bundesliga for years, but when Klopp was at Borussia Dortmund, they beat Bayern Munich all the time.
No, he's just an incredible
But
manager.
that's what I'm saying. Like people that say, oh, they have lots of money. It's like they had to get there. They had to prove their worth enough to get to the position where they can spend them. I mean, that's the way it is with all the big squads. You're going to have lots of money when you're at Real Madrid, when you're at Bayern Munich, when you're at Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea. You've got funds at your disposal. When you're at PSG, you're gonna have lots of money, but like Pochettino obviously hasn't done incredibly well at PSG, but
for Tottenham he was unreal.
But that's what I'm saying. But he only got the job. You take someone that is that good in the Premier League,
a smaller job
that takes Tottenham.
Yeah,
and
so 3 out of 4 Champions Leagues in a Champions League final.
That's what I'm saying. And what, he was second in the Premier League like 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
Like, he literally was another one that just constantly produced results for Tottenham. Which I know you're Tottenham fan, poo-pooing your team, but like taking Tottenham from what it was 10, 15 years ago to what it was when Pochettino
we were
did
Everton,
it. That's what I'm saying. That's why he got that job. That's why he got the PSG job. They're like, oh shit, this guy can handle the fucking team. He hasn't.
I think talking about talking about top 4 now as well. Spurs would have to be favourites for it.
Yeah,
I mean, Arsenal have a game in hand. They're 3 points behind us.
Well, you're 4th right now, right?
They're 3 points behind us with a game in hand, and they've got 10 minus in goal difference. 10 goals less.
Do you really have any faith in Arsenal to do anything like that? Like, as much as I am,
they've lost 3 on the spin.
Yeah, but they lost to Southampton last week.
Brighton at home, which we just lost to as well, and then one before that, and they play Chelsea tomorrow. Their game in hand is Chelsea.
Yeah,
so I mean, Tottenham haven't got the easiest run in.
I'd be surprised if they get a point.
At Chelsea, I think a draw it could happen, but because Chelsea aren't in great form either.
They're not, but they're just a miles better squad.
Tuchel's been found out a little bit, but I'd love Chelsea to rock up and win 4-0.
Yeah,
I'd love that, but
wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Arsenal getting their dicks kicked in.
We'll see what happens. It's going to be. There's still 6 games to go after this. A long way to go. So yeah.
No, yeah, but we got a little tiny bit of show left. But on the last little note, this is what I wanted to get to the whole fucking segment is.
Let's go.
Manchester United, my beloved, my baby girl, my little love darling, Manchester United, my favorite team in the world, is just. We're so bad right now. It hurts me. It's painful. I can feel it in my loins.
Well, we have spoke about it though in this segment with how bad they are.
Yeah, but I mean, we did lose today to Liverpool, our heated rivals, 4-0.
Well,
and
it used to be heated rivals.
To be fair, well, I mean, it's kind of an influx. Like, we dominated them for a while. Now they're dominated. It is a rivalry though. We have the most Premier League titles in the fucking world. Like. I mean, I don't think Tottenham's anywhere close to touching either one of those. How many Premier League titles you guys have?
We have 2 first divisions.
You guys have 2 first. How many Premier League titles you guys have?
0. But you don't have. But you also don't have the most Premier League. You have the most top flight division.
No. We're tied with Liverpool for 20.
No, you have. I think you have one more, right? You have 21.
No, we did up until last year.
Oh, really?
We have 20. They have 20.
Okay.
We're both in the 20 league, which is miles above anybody else. So
yeah, it's not even close.
It's not even close. But as of right now, it's not looking good for our record holding that. But it just upsets me so much because, like I said kind of before, we have so many good players. I think I've been very patient with the team. I've been very like, oh, you know what? Give them time. They got to get the right coach. They got to get the right formation. They got to figure whatever out. None of them give a shit. They're all terrible. I am absolutely indignant at all the fucking money they make and all that. Yes, Marcus Rashford gets lunches to needy children. You're absolutely right. He does that. He's a lovely human being off the football pitch. But today, what I saw from him. I couldn't have been more disgusted. The lack of effort.
I suppose we'll see what happens. Like Rangnick, who is going into a DOC position, has said that there'll be a total rebuild, and you guys are getting.
Well, that's what he wants.
Are getting Eric Ten Hag as well.
The good thing is Ed Woodward isn't at the helm anymore. When he was there, it was just an absolute shitstorm of a dumpster fire. Yeah,
who could be good.
So like I said, is that official? Like,
It's a formality apparently. Fabrizio Romano is tweeting it, which means it's basically done. Okay. Fabrizio Romano doesn't.
I know Fabrizio Romano.
He's gospel. He's gospel. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to tarnish his name with a maybe chance.
Long story short, guys, I'm extremely disappointed in my favorite team. I like me and Eddie couldn't be at more polar opposites of his excitement for the Bills and my just embarrassment at my team. Nature. So. I mean, I just wanted to bring up to you guys how depressed I am over this and just how absolutely shit-kicked I am in the face. Just please do better. We're going to take a little break, not to end on a little bit of a sour note. I'm sorry about that. I'm very excited. I'm just kidding about the depression. It was a depression joke. Don't go anywhere, guys. We will be right back. Remy's got to smoke a cigarette.
All right.
Let's go.
We'll see you.
Have we had any comments, Remy?
Not lately.
What was David saying last?
Yeah, you can't talk during the intro music.
You don't talk.
Come on, you don't talk during the intro.
Yeah,
sorry, guys. Wow.
Remy put a lot of time and effort into that.
I mean, it's just,
he's
been
stringing up the guitar there.
Yeah, I mean, he's just doing all this work for us. We're just so grateful.
And I'm just out here like, where's the comments?
I know. Wait, but I mean, on that note,
where are the fucking comments?
Yeah, the comments died. The comments died.
David, comment if you still watching.
No, sometimes it's a compliment because people are so intrigued just by watching you guys. They can't even they don't want to distract themselves.
They're so engaged.
They don't want to distract
themselves. They can't even type right now. They're in ecstasy.
Can I just say that I can't believe we lost Sanjeet? What the fuck is that bullshit?
Well, I think he moved on to another podcast to bot the site.
Yeah, but he was our most loyal guy.
I mean, he was.
Not anymore.
He was pretty loyal.
Okay, but we can't just leave him.
That was the first couple episodes.
What do you mean leave him? He's in India. What do you want us to do?
He was the first 10. First 10, he was here, man.
Eddie, would you like to track him down?
I think I know where to find him.
Where?
New Delhi.
Bangladesh.
New Delhi.
New
Delhi.
A city of a billion people.
Yeah, we got you, Sanjeet, with 5 million Sanjeets. All right, why don't we talk about something that's not Sanjeet?
Well, we've exercised a lot of our sports talk tonight. I know obviously NFL's not going on. EPL's basically locked up. We can talk all about.
Yeah, we decided to start a sports cast basically at the end of
Well, it was the good time in that we started it in just before playoffs. I think
the best possible time for sports in the whole world is October. You've got the Major League Baseball playoffs. Yeah. You've got the Premier League ramping up a little bit. Well, you've got the NFL starting to get into swing, and you've got the fucking jump season starting. Nothing better than October.
The only reason I disagree with you is because I think this time of year is the best time of year for sports. Which it isn't, but that's okay. All soccer leagues are ending. Just to start with the soccer, I'll get into you in a minute, Remy. But all soccer leagues are ending in every country. Like in the United States,
getting down to the wire.
In the United States, the MLS is somehow a summer league. Like it starts.
That's not a real sport anyway. So
I'm just saying, it's a summer league. They play from sometime April, May, June, and then the championship is October. It's
20 friendlies.
In every other country in the world, soccer is usually April, September, kind of around then, up until April, May, or August, September.
Yeah,
it's all the way around. It's around August to May, right around there. Also, all the cups in football are getting finished up. Champions League is finishing up. It's Champions League quarterfinals, semifinals. It's all the FA Cup finals, all that stuff like that. Also, basketball playoffs, which I know neither one of you guys give a shit about.
I love the basketball playoffs just to try and get into it.
And the NHL final and the NHL playoffs are just starting up, Remy. I figured that'd be something you'd be vocal about.
Yeah. I mean, we got literally 2 weeks left of play, maybe.
In the regular, is there
we have
two
six,
more?
We have 6 games left.
5 games. 5 or 6.
I thought there was. I thought it was only 3 or 4 games.
We have 6 games left. I know we play.
I know we clinched though. We're in the playoffs.
They're in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, it's done.
But they're not going to get a good seeding.
We play.
Wait, do they reseed or do they?
We lost to the Red Wings tonight. 5-4.
Yeah.
And then we play the Maple Leafs.
That's a tough team.
Thursday.
Yeah.
And
the
then
Maple Leafs are one of the
that's
best
probably
in the
who
league.
they're going to play in the first round.
we have another game on Friday or on Saturday. I don't remember who that is, but on Sunday we play the Panthers. So leaders of our division. So it's going to be a little tough.
We've got a rough schedule ahead of us, but
we're experimenting. We're fucking with some line changes.
Yeah.
We're putting Elliott in a little bit. You know, we're just getting ready to make sure we have our shit in order.
yeah,
you
know a little bit more about the Lightning situation than I do. What's the deal? Is Vasi good? Is Vasi okay? What's going on with
That's
that?
the goalkeeper,
Vasilevsky's like
no.
he's not for the last several months.
I don't know.
Sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't. He'll start and then come out, or he'll not start and then get
they've been
subbed
playing.
on, like-
They've been playing Elliott number one.
And
a
what's
lot.
it? McElhenney is the other one.
Yep, the other guy, and they do pretty good. Elliott does pretty good, but they definitely don't look as composed as he is in that net.
But do you think there's anything behind Vasi not playing? Do you think that's an injury? Do you think they're just trying new shit out? Do you think
they're trying new shit out.
Do you think they're warming up the two backups?
Well, there's also, I mean, you guys know better than I do. What about pay caps and stuff like that? Like they're trying to get these guys a lot of exposure so they can later trade them next season.
Yeah, but I can understand that, but
you
don't. I can understand that at this point in the season, but when you go into the playoffs, you start your blue chips.
No, yeah,
Vasilevsky.
100%.
Yeah, but it's not.
Absolutely,
It's
yeah.
not the playoffs, though.
I understand that.
We're in
I understand
the
that, but you
playoffs.
really-
We've already
I mean,
played.
He has had
The only reason
he has had
I
some
could-
rough. He's starting
He's
to
had a
look a
couple
little rough
games.
The only thing
which
I would
is
say
weird. It's
is-
very unlike him.
The only thing I would say, I don't know hockey all like that, but Vasilevsky, from what I hear, is obviously very good, like a top 5 goalkeeper.
he is
wait,
one of-
wait. What did you just say? Top 5?
I don't know if he's number 1.
He's unarguably the best goalie in the NHL.
Okay, but if you
Anybody
really,
that tells
but are you gonna
otherwise,
move? But you're gonna move on from him next year? Is that what you're saying?
No, we're not saying that at all.
Okay.
We're just saying that.
So then, what the situation is not to do with money. It's about resting him up for the playoffs.
But that's what I'm wondering is if because he was injured earlier in the year.
Yeah.
He did have an injury issue, and he was out for a little bit, then came back, played a little bit, went out, played a little bit, went out, and he's kind of been touch and go. He plays some games, he doesn't play the others, but I hope that it's just us prepping for the playoffs and saying, hey, we not only have this really, really good starting goalkeeper, but we'd like our second and third string guys to at least know how to fucking play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just in
And
case,
like,
in
have
case
a
we need
little
to,
bit of in-game experience. We're not going to because if it is, well, I honestly think it's an injury issue. I think that he's not 100%.
Just trying to get him healthy.
Well,
in 10 days.
Well,
helps,
but I
yeah.
also think they may be prepping for an injury issue in the playoffs. They don't want him to be in the playoffs, him get injured in some type of way, and then you got to put your second string guy in who hasn't played all season.
Exactly. So
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's what it sounded like to me.
And they're not going to get a great seed either. The
Yeah,
very
they're not.
best
Well,
they can get is 6. They might get 7.
I mean, the way it is, like the Panthers, I'm afraid of.
They won't be playing the Panthers because they won't be the 8 seed.
Yeah,
but at some point they
I'm just
probably
like
will,
that.
yeah.
But all the other good teams, even the Maple Leafs, like they're a good team. But like
But
in
yeah.
a 7-game series, like I don't like.
And Tampa really has owned the Leafs over the last couple of years.
Tampa has owned the league the last 2 years.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's
Everybody.
True. That's true.
And that like we won the last 2 years, but for the 5 previous years before that, we were one of the best teams in the league. Like it wasn't just all of a sudden we got
That
good for the
fucking
last 2
sweep
years.
in the first round against Columbus.
But that was like a historic season. We played better that season leading up to that historic playoff loss
And
than
then
we
got
like ever
lucky.
like we
And
were
then got
setting records
And
for
then got
like
unlucky.
points
Well,
scored.
not unlucky, but just laid an egg, really.
But that's more to my
And it was
point
4-0,
is that
right?
like
It was 4-0.
yeah. Oh no, yeah, we got swept. We got swept by the fucking Blue Jackets.
Yeah, I know.
That's the best
But
part.
they went
Louis
to
Blue
they
Jackets?
went to the cup though, right? I think.
No,
Did they not? They lost in the cup.
I think they got taken out
I don't
in the
remember.
conference finals. They did not make it to the cup. I think that's the year that Vegas won.
Probably.
I
And their
wanna
inaugural
say-
Their first
their
year
inaugural
in-
season.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like the Lightning have been one of the dominant teams in the league. Not recently, for the last 8 to 10 years. Last 8 to 10 years in the NHL, the Lightning might not have been the best team in the league, but we're always competitive, always dancing with the playoffs. In the playoffs, we lost multiple Stanley Cup finals. I know we lost to the Blackhawks, and then I feel like we lost another year to Fuck, I can't even remember. But
yeah, I'd have to go back.
Like
and look.
it's not just the last 2 years. We've been good for a long time, but I think that the Lightning are going to pull it together. I have all faith and confidence in them, but
I have $100.
I have
it,
questions.
So.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, I thought you said you had a shift on it.
No,
that was the last bet.
So the last
worst bet of the year, Mr. Liverpool, huh?
The last time I had a shift on it.
$100 even at the start of the season.
Yeah, well, that's
the worst possible bet of the year.
Well, that's just the odds that he took. He could have took better odds.
I said $100, and it's with the same kid that I won against last time, where we played. It's Boston. We played Boston, and we bet a shift on it, and we won. So he had to work a shift of my.
You probably could have gotten 3-1 though.
This year,
I mean, sevens would have been a good bet.
This year, we're trying to come up with a new bet.
3 is a start. Jesus, you got 1-1.
If we end up in a series with Boston at all, him and I are going to try to come up with another bet, and we sort of have the idea of like a dog shock collar, like around the leg.
You keep saying that. How? In what planet do you think that the managers at your place of work is going to allow that to happen at all? You did mention it. We brought it up, but how do you think that's ever going to fly?
I don't know.
Remy, that's an unrealistic expectation to believe that you're just going to walk in and you'd be like, so I'm wearing this shot collar because the Lightning lost in the Stanley Cup final.
Around the leg.
Oh, around the leg.
Around your leg. Okay.
Around the neck.
I thought you meant neck.
No,
usually shot collars.
And I think that might be
collars.
actually like some kind of health hazard as well.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I could just see you dumping a whole tray of food into some little old lady. You just splash the shrimp and grits all over this poor little old lady. Or it could be worse. It could be like a 4-year-old. Like you could just dump a whole fucking plate of hot buttered noodles all over this. All over
just
this.
butt nudes all over the place.
It's like, you ordered the buttered noodles? Here you go. Here you go.
That's awesome. Yeah, no,
You're gonna have to come
think
up
about
with
it like
bet.
that.
Yeah,
Right.
I know you did. You're thinking of it on your end. You're like, what can I do to him? Like when he's wearing the shot collar, this is how I'm gonna play it. But just think about that reversed.
Yeah.
You think you can handle a shot collar while you're working, Remy?
We also briefly mentioned tattoos of the opposing somewhere.
Wait, somewhere visible.
So like I have to.
Now that's a big bet.
Not visible, but like somewhere.
I think we should take it to the next level.
Like
let's get Dan Mayo on the line. Let's get Dan Mayo on the line, and let's talk about visible tattoos. Forearm tattoos for the loser.
Fucking damn.
It should be like a Mike Tyson eye tattoo.
No, I think a forearm tattoo of the other person's team would be more than fair.
Remy's not ready for that kind
Let's get your balls out and see it. Let's get your balls out and let's see how big they are.
Tattoo the balls.
See how big the bollocks are.
Tattoo the testicles.
No, let's just see. No, forearm, man. Let's see how big
you pull the balls out.
Yeah, let's see how big your bollocks are. Let's see how big your balls are. Let's have a bet.
Yeah, my bollocks are way too small to get a visible tattoo of a team I hate.
I already did mine at Cheltenham.
My bollocks are.
I literally don't have balls.
They have no room for me getting a tattoo of something.
The bookmakers have had my balls in a pickled onion jar since fucking March 16th. Let me tell you that.
They look like raisins now.
Well, that was what they looked like before they got. They ain't nothing left.
Even more
they ain't nothing left.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Another thing we were going to get into briefly was just we were just kind of talking about different restaurants and places that have bad reviews in St. Petersburg, the lovely city we live in.
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty.
Oh, there's plenty.
I mean, there is a lot, but where should we start, Edward? I mean, we looked at a couple places, but I feel like the easiest target is another place that we love, or should we not get into the the actual company name?
Actually, name. I see that.
Are we naming and shaming?
There is a place where you can buy nicotine and tobacco related products.
Oh, this isn't obvious at all.
In the downtown. Well, this isn't obvious?
I was saying that sarcastically.
Oh,
it is obvious.
yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
I was like, it's very. I'm not picking up on the sarcasm.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, your brother almost got in a fight with him tonight.
Well,
they were going back and forth. He said something about David's teeth.
Be a one-sided battle. That there wouldn't be a lot going on there.
Yeah, and like I said, when I was over there, he's like, "You should do OnlyFans." I was just like, "You nasty motherfucker."
He's just a very strange He's a very strange man. It turns out he's a homosexual child predator.
Yeah.
Rather than just...
Well, he's a homosexual that looks like a child predator.
Yeah. But apparently he's into men. Regular men.
I had heard that from somewhere else, but he's the most abrasive, unpleasant customer service representative I've ever seen in my life. You literally walk in the door, and if there's nobody else, he's like, "What do you want?" I'm not kidding. Like, words out of his mouth. What do you want? Like, I've gotten that introduction when I walk into the store. What do you want?
Yeah, he's just the ultimate. He's just the ultimate example of someone who was never picked in PE and had no friends at school, and now he's trying desperately to make some kind of person of himself by putting others down. Like do you know what I mean?
He's clearly been made fun of his whole life.
That's what I'm saying.
And he got a little bit of money, bought a little store, and now he's just thinking he's the absolute.
That's what I'm saying. But there's no
dog's bollocks.
Like, he thinks he is, doesn't he? But that's the thing. Like, no human, even ever in a friendship or in a romantic way, would ever look at the guy sideways. He's a terrible human being.
Yeah, the haircut.
I can just tell.
The haircut and the glasses.
Listen, here's the thing: if you look like that, fair play. Do you know what I mean? Do your thing. If you're a good person, you look like that. You know what I mean? It's fair play. Like, I'm not going to judge you on how you look. I'm going to judge you on your fucking horrific demeanor.
Yeah,
and the way that you talk down on people, man.
It adds to it. Like when you,
I'm just a bad person.
I don't judge people by the way they look, but when I meet them and they're a fucking asshole,
he's a piece of work. This guy's a piece of work,
and they also look like a.
Let me put it this way.
Oh wow, this just adds on to how much I hate you.
Let me put it this way. You can buy what we smoked there for $12. You can buy it for 18 or 19 at the shop near mine. I just pay the extra money now.
Well,
I just go to the local shop and pay the extra money because I can't be dealing with that shit. I don't want to support that.
That's his motto. I've talked to multiple people that say the exact same thing, that if they've ever had any problem with him, he's like, his response to people
buy it cheaper.
They're like, oh, I'm never going to come here again. He's like, if you can find this shit cheaper anywhere else, fucking go ahead.
But that's the thing. Like, I'm willing to pay $10 more a week to not have to deal with it.
I'll deal with this bullshit
which is fine.
For the prices.
Well, it's also it's also convenience.
I say no words to
but
him.
It's also convenience as well. Like for me, like my joint right around the corner, literally a 2-minute walk. What joint are you
talking about? What
place? Mate, you won't even know where this is.
That little Habib store on 4th?
It's mad.
Oh, is it on 4th or 9th?
No, it's on 4th, and it's mad. There's loads of mad, weird, like little gambling drawers.
The little
in
meat
there.
store. It's like right by the little meat store.
I think it might actually be a meat store as well. There's a lot going on inside.
They have
also, when you buy 2 liters of, I think the locals where I live, just to explain a little bit about where I live, I think the locals have been sealing 2 liters of pop because
it's soda.
because the regular size pop is available to just grab and take to the counter. But the 2 liters is behind a locked cabinet, and you have to go to him and say, like, hey, I want to get the 2 liter if possible.
Wow.
And he's like, let me do.
They do it like the razor blades and CVS.
Or anything else in CVS that you might be going for at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Condoms, anything. I'd like somebody to come open this cabinet
anything
for me.
else you're looking for at 3 a.m. at CVS. Anything that you're going to CVS for at 3 a.m. is behind the locked cabinet.
Bro.
But for whatever reason, the 2 liters of Coke are behind the locked cabinet. So I think a lot of my neighbours have been...
Yeah, they must have been stealing it.
They've been stealing 2 liters. And he's like, you know what? We'll take the loss on the 20 ounces. We're happy to do that. But the 2 liters, I draw a line at that shit.
Dude.
I'm going to lock that shit up.
The CVS right by me, it's on 4th Street, 9th Avenue.
I go there all the time.
On my life, they had the fucking soap locked up.
Yeah.
Last time I went there to get soap to wash my body... And they had it locked.
They're like, no, you ain't getting that.
They had it locked in a key.
You ain't getting that without talking to someone.
And the lady came by, and I was like, you guys have a lot of problems with like people stealing soap. I was like, I don't really care, but I was just like, do people come in and steal this shit? Like, come and grab a bunch of soap
like,
and then leave?
They do that shit all the time.
It was like some 16-year-old girl that didn't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, she was just
she was like, I don't really know.
I don't care. I wasn't the mastermind behind the soap lockup.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know anything about what you're talking about. I was like, well, it must be a hot commodity.
But in all seriousness, I feel like it does show the disparity of not just wealth, but of like living situations between the different neighborhoods in St. Pete.
Yeah.
Like, because you've got these uber wealthy people that would obviously, they don't need to steal anything. They got plastic money where they can just put that plastic down and that shit pays for everything. But I think it shows the difference. Like places like Publix, where all the two Publix up there on 4th, where you get a mix of people, but in general, it's mainly wealthy people coming from the eastern side of the east side of 4th Street. Yeah. That neighborhood, which is probably 100,000 people making mad money.
Shore Acres,
of course,
Snell Isle,
of course,
all that stuff.
Anywhere east of 4th over there where they've got money, they're fine. They'll be like, you know what, we're not even gonna lock up the Plan B. No. We don't need to worry about that. Like,
it's not locked up at all there.
It could be, but I'm just saying, like, they don't need to.
Oh no! I
firstly,
think
they're
right.
not buying it there anyway. They're not buying it there anyway because they're having 10 kids each, and they're like, "Fuck it, what's another one anyway?
Yeah,
I got dough. I just pay someone else to look after my kid. Fuck it, you know what I mean? Whereas
pay somebody else to do everything.
That's it. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I have another kid. I don't need the Plan B. I'll just pay someone to fucking look after the kid. Fuck the $50 Plan B. I'll just fucking pay the 50 grand to have someone look after it. But when you get closer to like the
more affluent white communities,
when you get closer to the less affluent, less white communities, they're like, you know what, the Irish Springers, we've been taking a serious loss on Irish Spring.
It was Old Spice. I was like, you have a lock and key for the old.
How much was it? $3. $3.
No, it was like $5 or $7 or $6.
Oh, so now when you're talking about nosebleed prices, like $7 for Old Spring,
I know. Well, they're probably losing a lot of money on that, but
Old Spice. When you're talking about exorbitant prices like $7 for Old Spice, I can understand why it's under lock and key.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I did experience the exact same thing.
With what, the Old Spice being locked up?
No,
the Old Spice being locked up?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So at this point, I would imagine.
Keeping it hostage.
So at this point, I would imagine, due to the relatively large homeless
razors,
community,
I can understand because they're expensive as shit.
Yeah.
But at this point, I would say, due to the relatively large homeless community compared to the other demographics and population of St. Pete, they're probably having a lot of homeless just coming and being like, I'll have this.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that can happen? You're going to call the police and I'll have a bed for the night. That sounds good enough.
Exactly.
That's an uptick in my situation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
So, like, they're probably just thinking, the homeless are probably just coming in and being like, I'll have a bit of an Old Spice. Yeah. Why not? What's the worst situation? I'll have a bed and 2 square meals.
I'll have a little bit of that
I'll have a bed
Dove anti-moisture, or that Dove moisturizing.
Have a bed and 3 square meals for 10 nights. It can't get much better than that.
Yeah, I know. You're not wrong. Thank you for joining us this evening, guys.
I had fun.
Hope you enjoyed the show. We love being here for you. I had a lot of fun.
Not an awful lot of original talk tonight. Yeah. We need to get some more original talk for next week.
What do you mean?
I think we had plenty of original talk.
We had original talk, but I feel like our sports talk was like, it can't. Next week we should do a pre-draft segment.
Yeah, we talked about that. We'll get the pre-draft.
We'll do it.
We should pick 5 players each.
Okay.
We're highlighting.
Are we prefacing the next podcast now in the later stages of this podcast?
It seems like we are.
Put pressure on yourselves. I love it.
Why don't we pick 5
now
draft
that you've
players?
said it, that we need to
pick 5 draft players each.
Well, what happens if we pick the same ones?
That's great. We just agree that's
so
a fucking
just
blue
5
chip.
top players.
That's someone we really want. Not 5 top players, just 5 guys. They're from different rounds. 1 from each round. 5 from
I'm not picking any 5th rounds.
5 from the top 3 rounds. I think 3 from the first and 1 from the 2 and 3.
I like your spunk, kid.
You heard it here first.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Oh.
I'll probably just show up next week with no fucking ammo and have Dan just talking.
That's what I'm used to doing. It's nothing new.
Likely.
I'll be
I have
here
these delusions
again.
of grandeur.
I know, right?
7 days out, I have
He'll
these
be
delusions
talking about this. He'll be texting me at 9:45 next week. Have you picked your players? Because I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I'll have these delusions of grandeur for next week, and then I'll just show up and talk about homeless people stealing Old Spice from CVS.
Remy, you want to plug the show?
Yeah, guys. This is This Football, episode 13, man. Make sure you check out Facebook. Go to Facebook, like the page. Is This Football? Also like our sister page. They call us The Breeze, and make sure you check that show out every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and subscribe to the channel Tiger Cage Media on YouTube. Great show, guys.
Tiger Cage Media, baby.
Yeah, thanks for checking us out tonight.
Hot spot for all your content.
Yeah, we'll be back next Tuesday, right? What do you guys say?
We'll be here, baby. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we love you. See you guys.
Love you.
Good night.